Yo, 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 what it do, what it do? So, it's your boy Ronnie again with another Mets franchise gameplay. We're going to be playing the Philadelphia Phillies. We're currently 3-0. We got Steven Matz on the mound, and we're going to be facing Vince Velasquez. Now, yesterday's game against the Nationals, we went 4-2. We only had the runs were really on home runs, solo shots, and then a sac fly. Hitting Scherzer pretty well. Then we also hit Strasburg pretty well. And on this game we faced Corbin, who he was mixing his stuff pretty good. But going into this game, Vince Velasquez, let's take a quick look at him. Go to him real quick. All right. Velasquez is their 5-hole. Stats don't look all that, and he doesn't have any quirks. So he has fastball, slider, knuckle curve, and a two-seam. We should be able to do pretty well against him, especially knowing that we have Michael Conforto facing him in the 4-hole. Conforto has been hot. Budget's looking fantastic. And our minor league season hasn't started as of yet, but let's hop right into it. And we're going to pick Steven Matz, who's going to be making his first start of the 2020 season. We're going to have Jeff McNeil, Ahmed Rosario, who had a big game for us yesterday, Pete Alonso, Conforto, who has been red hot, JD Davis, Ramos, Cespedes, Robbie Cano, and Steven Matz in the 9-hole. Let's get to it. They got a lineup of Gene Segura, McCutchen, Harper, Hoskins, Remuto, Gregorius, Williams, Kingery, and Velasquez in the 9-hole. Not too worried about Harper, as we are lefty-lefty, and as well as Edie Gregorius. Gene Segura might have to look out for, as he usually hits pretty well against both sides. And yeah, it should be an interesting game. We had an amazing start yesterday with Stroman, who gave us 7 strong innings. No, he gave us 8 strong innings. And he proved that if he keeps that pitching up, he might be able to, you know, take that 2-hole spot from Syndergaard, because Syndergaard was not performing well. I hope that was just a one-game thing. Maybe like opening day butterflies. But let's see what Steven Matz can provide for us as we start off with an outside sinker. Steven Matz has a pitch repertoire of sinker, changeup, curveball, and a slider. And you just gotta be aware that Gene Segura does have gets a leadoff single. I was just about to say that he has that unfazed quirk. He hits very well with 2 outs. Gene Segura doesn't have too much speed. I'm not too worried about him, but we also gotta be aware that they might try to sneak in a stolen base like the Nationals are doing with Adam Eaton. Andrew McCutchen, veteran player. It's good to have some veterans on your team, as we got a whole bunch of veterans really. Robbie Cano, Cespedes, we also got Ramos. How's that not a strike? And once again, we are playing Hall of Fame difficulty. So we get a swing and a miss on a changeup. We're gonna go low slider. See if we can get him swinging. We get the easy pop out to Conforto, and that's going to be our first out of this game. Got Bryce Harper coming up. He's currently batting .214. Not what you expect, as he only has 1 home run in the 2020 season. We're going to mainly pitch Harper outside breaking, as we lob that pitch right down the middle. And hopefully we get him to roll over on something right now. That's the contact that we're looking for right there. We're gonna go high and in slider. Get the ground out to first, and we roll a double play. So now we got our main man Jeff McNeil and Rosario and Big Pete coming up. If you can remember, in yesterday's game, in the first inning, Rosario hit a second deck shot. It was crazy. If you would like to see that, or if you missed it, check out the last video. And so has Jeff McNeil. Pretty much everybody in the lineup has been doing very well for us. I hope to keep that going. As he take that knuckle curve for ball 1. And again, Vince Velasquez, he doesn't have too many good stats all across, so this shouldn't be too hard of a game, and we should be able to hit him pretty well.
You'll end up with half of that after you swing.
Oh, we hit that right on the button, but it goes straight to Williams out there for out number 1. Now we got Rosario coming up. We're gonna be a little patient because I don't want to end up swinging at too many things and then getting out of the innings, helping him out, because you never know, even with those stats across the board for Vince Velasquez, he might be one of those like glitchy players that it's almost as if he's throwing bowling balls because you're hitting things and nothing's really happening. We take a fastball right down the pipe, but that's fine. We're gonna see what he's working with, and so far it's mainly been just fastball, really. As Rosario hits a single and finds a hole out there. So now we have 1 out. Rosario on first base, who doesn't have too good stealing stats, but depending on delivery, we might go or not. And again, Big Pete, if we see a fastball, we're gonna rip it. This is slider. Velasquez pitch delivery is not too slow, so I'm gonna just wait on that as we take ball 1 and fastball. So we got slider, fastball, mainly fast pitches right now. His only breaking ball is the slider and the knuckle curve. Two seam too, but I mean it's not. Is that gonna fall? Oh, it does. Big Pete with a single. I believe that was a slider too. We went right with the pitch. We took it the other opposite way, and Williams missed it out there. So now we got our red hot Michael Conforto. We take ball 1 on the fastball. This is a big at bat right here, even though it's early on, because this might, you just never know in baseball. So it's good to jump on a pitcher early and put him in a tight spot. We ripped that ball, but unfortunately it's caught, and we advance to third base with Rosario. We just missed it. Just missed it. Hopefully JD Davis can capitalize on that and bring Rosario in.
2014 draft. Yeah, Matty, they certainly got it right on the draft. He has turned himself into.
I'm not sure if that's dropping or not. It's not. And that's gonna be it. We make we ruffle the feathers, but we don't really do too much for inning number 1. So they have Rhys Hoskins coming up. He's mainly a power hitter, not too much contact. So let's make sure that we don't lob anything in there. Ooh, Blue has tight zone today, I see. I don't know how that's not even a strike. So we get a swing and a miss on a slider. A little behind inside on this sinker. Right on the pipe, but we still get away with it. We're gonna go low and in with the slider again. Doesn't really look like Hoskins is pitching his pitch up. And he's catching up to it. And he takes frozen for Steven Matt's first strikeout of the 2020 season. Now we got JT Realmuto, arguably one of the arguably top three best catchers in the MLB today. He's very well-rounded as Rosario gets a ground ball and throws him out at first base route number 2. But JT, he's a very well-rounded catcher. He has it all: arm, glove, blocking, power, contact, and even speed. I mean, he's the complete package for a catcher. As Didi Gregorius pops up to Cespedes. Yeah, Ramos, Cespedes, and Robbie Cano coming up. Hopefully we could get something started here. Take ball number 1 on a knuckle curve. Interesting pitch to start off the at-bat with. It's probably going to go slider or fastball here. No. Fastball. Right. Very inside. He's kind of trying to jam Ramos. Not sure exactly what he's trying to do just yet. Okay. Pop up on that fastball. I missed it. That's out number 1. Got Cespedes coming up. He's on a 1-year deal and playing so far as he belongs in New York.
Commonly known as La Potencia around baseball. This is the final year of his current deal, so he'll be a free agent at season's end.
You know, Matty, I know he's in the final year of his contract, but he's playing to expectations. To be honest with you. I know he wants to
See what Cespedes can do here for us. Yesterday's game he hit a home run, so he's been red hot. As we take, well, I was gonna say as we take ball number 3, but Blue has other plans. Whew. We catch every bit of that ball. What? Impossible. Perfect, dead center. And we just miss it. That ball must have been exit velocity 105. And it was just short. We hit another perfect on a slider right down the pipe, and Robbie Cano hits a single. There's very loud contact off the bat right now, so we're not having trouble seeing him, but I'm afraid that that's going to be it for this inning, as Steven Matz is not known for his bat. Unless we could get a little bloop single here and keep the ball rolling for Jeff McNeil. We take a very generous pitch right there. That could have went either way based off this umpire. He has been very inconsistent. That could have easily been a strike call based off what he's been calling. We're going to go ahead and steal with Robbie Cano and swing away with Steven Matz. He hits perfect. That ball is landing. And we're going to score with Robbie Cano. Double for Steven Matz. I take everything back from what I said that he's not known for his bat. This Steven Matz just destroyed that ball. So let's see what we could do here with Jeff McNeil. Perfect. That's also landing in the gap. RBI double for Jeff McNeil. And this is what I was talking about, jumping on the pitcher early on. We're shaking Velasquez up. He's given up 4 perfects in this inning alone. As you see Jeff McNeil in the background celebrating. We're not going to get too anxious though. We're going to be very patient here with Ahmed Rosario, and we're going to make sure that if we do swing at a pitch, that is our pitch.
Bring in the former top prospect, Ahmed Rosario.
Rosario hits a single up the middle, and McNeil is going to score easily. 3-zip. Now we got Big Pete coming up, and Vince Velasquez has been just throwing things right over the pipe for us, and we're taking every inch that we can.
So here's Pete Alonso.
As he tries to mix it up right there with enough curve,
Things going now with a runner at first,
but nothing comes out of it. I would steal, but I mean, there's no point. We got Big Pete up. It's 2 outs. Just relax for a little bit as we take a slider for ball number 2. So 2 breaking balls to start off this at bat. You know what that means. We're going to be getting our fastball. And there it is. Right over the pipe for a hard single. We are tearing Vince Velasquez apart right now. And we got one of our hottest hitters in Michael Conforto batting right now. We help him out big time right there as we swing at a curveball in the dirt. And then we take the fastball right on the pipe. Frozen. I thought he was going to double back and go curveball again. Take ball number 1. It's a slider. It's an honest mistake. Expecting a fastball here. Let's see what he throws. Breaking ball. So he's thrown 3 breaking balls and 1 fastball. Counts 2-2. I'm expecting fastball here. He throws it, but it's a ball, which means that he's not locating with his slider right now. He's not locating his curveball, or at least he's not throwing them for strikes. And the only thing that he's been throwing consistently for strikes is his 4-seam. So that's exactly what we're looking for as we get back to as well. Michael Conforto rips it. Perfect. And that is over the wall. Conforto is unreal right now. This kid is just mashing. Insane. That's our. He's leading the league right now, I believe, in home runs. Or at least he was leading the league with 4 home runs coming into this game, and now he just hit his 5th of the season. And they take out Vince Velasquez in only the 2nd inning. He is not our first victim. Both Scherzer and Strasburg have faced the same defeat, as none of these 3 pitchers made it past the 4th inning with our red-hot Mets. They bring in Tommy Hunter, who has pitched in 5 games this year and has a 0.00 ERA with 5 strikeouts, so pretty solid, but he hasn't faced our Mets. So let's see if JD Davis can keep this going with 2 outs. Woo! JD Davis on the first pitch rips it. This is not semi-pro. Wow. JD Davis is making a name for himself. I've said it. We have Brandon Nimmo sitting on the bench, and if any of our outfielders start slacking, Brandon Nimmo will get that starting opportunity. But if things like that happen, I mean, where are we going to place him? J.D. Davis hit a solo shot yesterday, and he hit one again today. Red hot. Red hot. Tommy Hunter has a pitch repertoire of cutter, two-seam, curveball, and fastball. So mainly fastballs, all fastballs really. Only a curveball. And that's the strike zone that I was saying that the blue, he inconsistent with. As we hit a single right up the middle with 0 speed, Wilson Ramos, which I could have sworn that he started off the year with 1 speed, but I checked his stats and it doesn't say that he decreased. He just kind of like disappeared. I don't know what happened. Cespedes coming up against the pitcher who only throws fastballs and only 1 curveball. This is dangerous water right here. Makes 1 wrong pitch and this game can easily be 9-0. He throws that curveball, but we don't bite. And now that we've seen it, we know that it doesn't have much break on it whatsoever. It moves like a slider. He throws a 2-seam for a ball, and now it's 3-0. We are licking our chops right here with Cespedes. And we roll over on it. We just missed that. And the Phillies finally get out of the 2nd inning. And that's what I love about these Mets. Our 2020 Mets can just jump on you and just score 5 runs, 10 runs in 1 inning. And you just like, what just happened? We're going to try to get the strikeout over here with this low and in curve changeup. We get it. Let's see if Ramos can get to it in time. And he does. Scott Kingery coming up. Oh my God, blue is just like. Yeah, I don't blame you, Mats. I don't blame you. That's a strike, bro, and he hasn't been giving it to you all night. Very inconsistent umpire right there. He doesn't give that call when you paint the corner going inside. We're gonna go once more with this changeup. See if we can also get him to swing and miss. That's a strike, bro. There's no way that's not a strike. Counts 3-2. We're gonna jam him right here with our sinker. Easy ground out to Robbie Cano, and he flips it over to Big Pete. We're now facing Tommy Hunter, who served up a first pitch home run to Davis. And that's what I'm talking about right there. I mean, strike zone is very inconsistent, but unfortunately he's going to sit down on this slider. Oh, he doesn't. But easy ground out to Robbie Cano. Going into inning number 3, we're up 7-0, and we got Robbie Cano. Robbie Cano hasn't hit a home run for us yet this year, but he's been making perfect contact against some pitchers, mainly singles. But nonetheless, he's getting on base. So we're late. Just missed that one. Now we got Steven Matz, who in his last at bat broke the double, and definitely showed that he's nothing to play with, even while batting. Matz hits. He ropes another ball. Warning track for out number 2. Jeff McNeil roped a double in his last at bat. Ground rule double. We're not going to be too aggressive here unless it's our pitch. And we go for it and we miss it completely. Out number 3. And that's going to be our 3rd inning. We go down 1-2-3. We're going to be facing Gene Segura. Like a little slider right here. We roll over to Jeff McNeil out number 1 as we face Andrew McCutcheon. Oof.
And this guy has retired a whole slew right now. I think what he needs to do is just stay focused and keep attacking the game plan like he has.
Oh my God, we lobbed that right over the pipe. But Cespedes shows that he can still play center field as he tracks that down with ease. And Steven Matz with a stare down. We're facing Bryce Harper, who hasn't been hitting very well in the 2020 season to begin with. Oof, very aggressive swing by Harper. This kid swung out of his shoes. He was swinging at anything. Blue doesn't give us that call. Even though I believe that's a strike. That's a strike, but we're just not getting it. Swing and a miss from Harper, and we're gonna go up and in slider to sit him down. Up and away, and Harper pulls it for a home run. We miss our spot and we pay for it. It happens as we're facing Hoskins. We do have 2 outs. Easy ground out to Rosario. He throws it over to Pete Alonso. Out number 3. Bryce Harper with the solo shot. Let's see if Ahmed Rosario can lead us off with a base hit. Fastball. Fastball. That's 3 cutters in this at bat. And we take another cutter and we rope it for a single. That's 2 hits for Ahmed Rosario. Big Pete coming up. We're stealing. Big Pete finds a hole out in there in the outfield. Rosario to third base. Big Pete to second base. He throws it outside and we just go with it. We don't try to do too much with it. Just a nice easy double right there for Big Pete. He's a pretty fast first baseman, if you ask me. We got Michael Conforto coming up, who hit a 3-run shot in his last at bat. And let's just see what damage he can do against Tommy Hunter. Ball number 2 on the 4 seam. Oh, cutter. We haven't seen the curveball yet. He hasn't thrown the curveball this inning as of yet. And I'm expecting it, but I'm also looking fastball. As he throws strike number 1. My bad. Very inconsistent strike zone, but that's expected by now. As Conforto takes ball number 3. Very scared to throw to Conforto right now, and I don't blame him. I mean, Conforto is one of the most dangerous hitters in the National League right now. We take that, and we take it the other way. Home run, Michael Conforto. Home run number 2 of the game. I thought that was going to be called at the warning track, but it just had enough carry. Michael Conforto is he's illegal. He shouldn't be allowed to play right now. The balls are juiced. His bat is corked. Something is going on with Michael Conforto as they bring in Robert Stock, who has a pitch repertoire: fastball, 4-seam, changeup, curveball, and a 2-seam on the Phillies. JD Davis rolls over to Didi Gregorius for out number 1. Russell Ramos rips it. We hit it off the wall, but with 0 speed, we try it, and we do get the double with Wilson Ramos. Cespedes comes up, and let's see if we could keep the ball rolling right here. Cespedes finds a hole that's dropping, and with 0 speed, We will stay at third base. I thought about rounding to second, but it just wasn't worth it right there. La Potencia keeps it going. This party is not over. As we get Robbie Cano to come up against Robert Stock with 1 out.
Here comes the second baseman,
Robbie Cano fouls off pitch number 1 on a changeup. Very interesting pitch to start off the at bat with. Robbie Cano 1-1. Let's see what he can do. We are very late on a fastball up and in right there. Was not looking for that pitch. Was thinking more changeup or a curveball. We fight and we keep the at bat alive. And we're gonna keep on going so until we get our pitch. That I believe is out of here. There's no way that stays inside. And we get our first home run of the 2020 season with Robbie Cano. I did mention it earlier in the game that we have yet to hit a home run with him, and he's been hitting perfect contact, but nothing comes out of it, just a single. But he shut me up just now and said, "Here's your home run, leave me alone." Robbie Cano. Steven Matt's coming up, and he's hit 2 hard balls. We're going to be looking fastball. Not sure if I'm more than likely 4-seam, but I highly doubt he's going to throw a curveball. There it is. We hit it down the line. It might bleed, and it does. Steven Matz, 2 for 3. Jeff McNeil coming up. Robert Stock is having trouble putting us away. He hasn't even gotten out yet. I don't believe. Oh, we missed that ball with Jeff McNeil. That was right there. It was too good of a pitch to pass up on. Jeff McNeil pops up for out number 2. And we got Ahmed Rosario, who singled in left center in his last at bat. We take ball number 1. Oof. That's another single, possibly a double. Oh, he misses it. We're going to be scoring with Steven Matz. And thanks to the bobble out there in center field by Williams, Steven Matz rounds third base fairly easy. And that's Rosario's 3rd base hit of the game. 3rd pitcher of the game in Adam Morgan, who's only pitched in 1 game and only pitched 1 inning. Lefty, very interesting going against Pete Alonso. Have not seen his slider, changeup, or curveball. We might be seeing any of those 3 pitches this next pitch. We do see the 2-seam. Borderline pitch, but I believe it's a strike as well, so I'm not too worried about that. 3 straight fastballs to start off Pete Alonso. Let's see if he dares to throw a 4th. He does, and we miss it. Not by too much though. 4 straight fastballs to Pete Alonso. Have not seen a breaking pitch. Might be looking for that right now. 5 straight fastballs to Pete Alonso. You don't want it. That's the living legend right there right now. You don't want to pitch near anywhere. I'd rather throw a fastball right down to Pete Alonso right now, because rather than pitch to Michael Conforto. And it's 3-2. We might be seeing a fastball right down the pipe. We do get it. We don't miss it. Ahmed Rosario scores. And that's Pete Alonso's 4th hit of this game. RBI single. Pete Alonso. Now we got Michael Conforto, who's 2 for 3 with 2 3-run shots. Righty, lefty, lefty, lefty. This kid does damage on both sides. Let's see what we can do right here.
One of the reasons why this guy is so hard to square up and get the barrel of that on.
Conforto, we just barely missed that ball. Nonetheless, it's a pop-up to Nick Williams in center field. We finally get Steven Matz to pitch again. I mean, this guy's arm must be as cold as ice right now. Ground out to Cano, but it's just out of his reach. We got Didi up right now. Lefty-lefty matchup. We're going to go slider as we serve up a ball, I guess. I mean, that's a strike anywhere, but who knows? That should be strike number 2. We lead off Didi Gregorius with 2 straight balls. Make that 3. And we're just going to serve him up a sinker right on the pipe. He does miss it. And that's out number 1. As Cespedes catches it for out number 1. Nick Williams up right now. We're going to try to get this double play. Big Pete to Min Rosario. Back to Pete. Double play. Mr. Met gets our fans rolling for what might be another big inning. JD Davis, we roll over on it, but that's fine. I mean, that was the outside pitch. We should have taken it and waited just a little bit more and taken it the other way. Wilson Ramos, 2 for 3. Almost hit a home run his last at bat. We roll over on it. That's going to be out number 2. Adam Morgan is looking pretty good out the bullpen right now. We're not doing too much damage against him. But let's see if La Potencia has other plans for him. We take ball 2 on a fastball. That's 2 fastballs and 2 breaking balls this at bat. Let's see if Cespedes can do some damage with the bases empty. We get the fastball, but it did look like it was gonna be just enough to be inside, and I wasn't taking that chance, especially with the umpire we have behind the plate. Slider, and we miss it completely. Top of the 6th here, we're facing Scott Kingery, who's currently 0 for 1. Steven Matz has been pitching a solid game for us. Pretty similar pitching style to Stroman. Very weak contact, just like that. And Scott Kingery gets safe. Man, this kid is fast. That was a comebacker straight to Steven Matz. But he did not give up. He hustled all the way down the line for a leadoff single. We do get the pitcher spot up, Adam Morgan. We're currently up by 14, so I highly doubt they're going to bunt. Pitcher pops up to Conforto for out number 2. And oh, I thought that was out number 2. Guessing out number 1. Gene Segura up. He also pops up to Conforto officially now for out number 2. Steven Matz, only 56 pitches thrown in 6 innings, and now we're facing McCutcheon. Strike number 1 on a changeup, and he grounds out to Rosario for out number 2. We're facing same pitcher, Adam Morgan, whose energy is going down, but we got Robbie Cano against him. We take ball 3, and we're taking strike 2, unless it's a fastball right down the pipe. We swing at slider, 3-2. We're definitely sitting fastball right here. Not looking for anything else. We get the fastball, but it's just outside. We got Steven Matz up now, who's currently 2 for 3. We're up by 14. Why not swing away? Now it's time to get aggressive with Steven Matz, who's currently 2 for 3 with 2 hard hit balls in this game. Matz swings and whiffs on a slider, same way that Cespedes did. That slider has some pretty good break on it, so it's just something to look out for as a punch-out pitch for Adam Morgan. We take fastball right down the pipe with Jeff McNeil for strike 1. Was expecting slider, but now we do have to look slider as he's striking out 2 of our Mets with that pitch. He throws it. We hit it perfect. Actually, that was changeup, but nonetheless, first baseman catches it, and that is out number 3. Top of the 7th, we're facing Harper, who's only had 2 at-bats in this whole game. But in his last at-bat, he did hit the Phillies' only home run in this game, and also their only run. We plunk Harper with a slider. We're going to try to work this double play. As we get ball 1, even though it's a strike, but that's expected by now. Easy ground out to Rosario, to Robbie, to Big Pete, and we get the double play that we were looking for. Steven Matz is pitching an immaculate game right now. Only 62 pitches through 7 innings. As we throw a sinker right down the pipe to JT Realmuto, who hit a double in his last at bat. We get strike number 2. We're gonna go a high sinker, hopefully get this strikeout. We don't. Realmuto's all over it, and he fouls it off. We're gonna go high curveball right here, outside. Whew, that's a strike in my books, but we don't get it. Comebacker to Steven Matz, 78 speed. We get out number 3. 7 strong innings from Steven Matz on his 2020 debut. We're facing Seranthony. I can't even say his name. Seranthony Dominguez, Dominican-born right-handed pitcher, and he has fastball. He has a 4-seam, slider, 2-seam, and a changeup. Pretty basic repertoire as he faces Amed Rosario, who is currently 4 for 4. Rosario pops up. We just barely missed that ball, and Bryce Harper tracks it down for out number 1. Big Pete, who is right behind Rosario, is also 4 for 4. Double and 3 singles with an RBI. Let's see what we can do against Seranthony Dominguez. We whiff on a fastball for strike number 1. We whiff strike number 2 on a fastball.